Parliamentarians told to stay focused in their annual church service. The former Prime Minister weighing in on the Prospect Ridge development, and 2 males have been arrested for suspected cocaine. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Simonet with your JCN News for this Wednesday, January 26. Parliamentarians gathered Wednesday morning for the annual parliamentary church service at the historic Zion Baptist Church, East and Shirley Street. Prime Minister Philip Davis, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, Opposition Leader Michael Pintard, members of Parliament, senators and clergymen all gathered for the service before beginning the country's business in the upper and lower chambers. Bishop Neil C. Ellis, senior pastor of Mount Tabor Church, in his charge to parliamentarians, told them that they do not want to spend the remainder of their active lives climbing the ladder of success, only to come to the end of their careers, realizing that all along their ladder has been leaning against the wrong wall. Bishop Ellis urged the legislators to stay focused.
I truly believe that you are among the list of persons that God expects to do at least one of 4 things. Number 1, leave a lasting imprint on this world stage. Number 2, make a major impact on this generation. Number 3, leave things better off than how you met them. And number 4, live on a higher level that you are presently living on. In your life and mind, and around our country this year, God does not want to just do the ordinary. He wants to do the unusual, the uncommon, the unprecedented.
Bishop Ellis also urging lawmakers to not be distracted by the irrelevant, specifically speaking to the Prime Minister, whom he says has been entrusted with the leadership and direction of our country by God. Bishop Ellis admonished Prime Minister Philip Davis and his leadership team to let the country's motto, forward, upward, onward together, to be their guide.
Despite the brevity of our country's national motto, Mr. Leader of the Opposition, its message speaks volumes. Forward, upward, onward, together. Mr. Deputy, these 4 words speak to the direction and spirit to which our country should be moving. These 4 words fundamentally establish 2 significant themes: movement, upward, onward, unity, together.
Bishop Ellis told government officials not to be afraid to take risks. Former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis speaks with reporters on the Prospect Ridge development outside the House of Assembly today and says that it's an unfortunate situation. Yesterday, JCN's News reported that the Transport and Housing Minister JoBeth Colby Davis said her tech team has advised her to leave Prospect Ridge alone. He further adds the development project is near and dear to him.
Now, I heard the minister said that, the infrastructure. I've been involved in construction and development. I was involved in development when the Balmoral project was going on. The minister said that the Balmoral infrastructure was $25 million. She was misinformed. She was misinformed. I was intimately involved. The Balmoral infrastructure was $6 million. And if you take the cost of living increase, it would the prospect would only be 12, 14, but we placed it at 16. We had placed the fees at $40,000 to $50,000. We were given all the tax exemptions for the young people to get them started. Because you must remember, it's their land. It's not my land. Prospect is theirs. I prefer to see it in their hand as opposed to some shark come along later and take it.
The Prospect Ridge community was expected to have 300 lots. Under the Minutes-led administration, Parliament approved a resolution sometime in April 2021 to allow for the development of the land by late summer. Parliament approved a resolution sometime in April 2021 to allow for the development of land by late summer. And some 1,500 people have applied for the lots.
Bad message that you send to the Bahamian people when quarantine was against the rules and laws, and he admitted that. I think he's sending a bad message, and that is not what leaders should do. Leaders should lead by example. And I think at this point in time, the Prime Minister owes the nation an apology, and at the same time, there is a fine for violating quarantine, of which he admitted. I think he should face that ticketing civil fine.
Under the previous administration's terms, the purchase of land in the community would be limited to first-time homeowners between the ages of 18 and 45 who are Bahamian citizens and currently living in the Bahamas. Dr. Minnis also added this.
Serious commitment at all levels so as to save a generation. We need commitment from parents. We need commitment from teachers. We need commitment from the populace, the Bahamian populace, and we need commitment at all political fronts, because these are children who are in danger. And we're also at an economic crisis in that inflation continues. I went into the supermarket the other day, and usually if I spend $100, I would walk out with 3 bags. I buy the same items, spend the same $100, and I'm walking out with 1 bag. So obviously, the value, the purchase value of the dollar has decreased.
2 Bahamian males have been arrested for alleged possession of a large quantity of suspected cocaine on Abaco. Those men were brought here to the capital on Tuesday night. Police Press Liaison Officer Superintendent Audley Peters was present for the arrival of the drug seizure, and here he is with the details.
The Air Surveillance Unit was able to surveil the aircraft, which later landed on Moores Island. As the aircraft taxied on the runway, a passenger aboard dislodged 3 duffel bags off of the aircraft and a suitcase.
The aircraft took off and later landed in Treasure Key, Abaco. Subsequently, officers on that island arrested the 2 males.
Under the aircraft. They later collected those bags, and we hence have those bags here in Providence. After checking those bags, though, they contained a substance which is believed to be cocaine. Those males who are in custody are 2 Bahamian nationals who are ages 31 and 41.
There was a total of 100 kilos with a collective weight of 265 pounds. The suspected drugs have an estimated street value of $2 million. Superintendent Peters noting that they hope to put the 2 suspects before the courts by the end of this week or the beginning of next week. A traffic accident here on New Providence last night claiming the life of a motorcyclist. Police say that the accident happened shortly after 9 p.m. on Prince Charles Drive and Beatrice Avenue. The Serious Accident Response Team investigations revealed that a gray Honda Fit was traveling west on Prince Charles Drive in the right lane when a blue and white motorcycle with a male driver overtook the Honda Fit. As a result, the driver of the Honda collided into the rear of the motorcycle. The rider sustained serious injuries and later succumbed on the scene. Police say they await an identification from a next of kin to verify the victim's identity. Investigations into this matter continue. Teachers at the T.A. Thompson Junior High School held a sit-out demonstration today in protest of what they're calling unsafe working conditions. Assistant shop steward for the school, John Montpetit, says the teachers of T.A. Thompson want to return to face-to-face education. However, they are concerned for their safety and that of their students. Mr. Montpetit, joined by several colleagues and union reps, spoke to the media today to voice a grievance that he says has been around for years, noting that he and his fellow teachers teachers, along with their 200-plus students, have been regulated to the use of a single block on the school's campus due to the unfavorable conditions of the others.
My name is John Montpetit, and I am the assistant shop steward here at TA Thompson. And I just want to start off by saying that teachers of TA Thompson, we want to meet with the students. We want to teach. We want to be face-to-face because we love our students. But at the same time, we want to feel safe whilst doing what we love. And unfortunately, the teachers here at TA Thompson don't feel safe because of the structural issue with our main academic block. The main block. Which now is compromised. It's having structural issues. They are currently, the whole block is currently on stilts, and they are currently working on it. As we were told, they were currently working on it. Right now, they have put us in other sections of the school, and we don't feel safe. Why? Because we don't have sufficient bathrooms for the teachers and students. There isn't sufficient space for teachers and for instructional learning. Also, there is poor ventilation in a few of the classrooms. There's also a water shortage that TA Thompson currently deals with for years. So we just want to feel safe.
That's all, safety first.
Safety first, and that's a part of our industrial agreement. Like I said, TA Thompson teachers, we want to teach. We want to meet with our students. We want to see them face to face.
You said insufficient bathrooms. About how many bathrooms are there as it relates to the teachers and students?
Well, currently there is bathrooms for teachers in the teachers' lounge, but there's only one bathroom designated for the students.
And about how many students are at school right now?
Well, we have our grade 9, so we have over 200 plus students, and we don't think it's safe for them, for 200 plus students to be using one bathroom.
According to Mr. Montpetit, he and his fellow educators are holding this sit-out in hopes that the municipalities in charge expedite a resolution so that the students can make their much-needed return to the classroom. Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin says her ministry was informed of the condition of the TA Thompson campus just days ago. She notes that this issue is a direct result of years of sustained neglect. Minister Hannah Martin says she is committed to finding an avenue that will lead our children back to the classroom in the fastest time frame possible.
And having been there, I can tell you, I understand their concern about a particular component of that campus. What it really highlights is just years of neglect, because I think TA Thompson was anxious to get children back into the classroom, and they tried to find a formula. Because we only really found out about the condition of TA Thompson from the Ministry of Works about 3 or 4 days ago. And so, I think they tried to put in place a methodology for children to be able to get back in. But it appears as if what was being implemented created concerns for teachers because of the condition of that block. And so I think what it really highlights is that we shouldn't be in this position in terms of the physical plant of our schools. Because I went there myself day before yesterday, and that is an example of sustained neglect of that school. And now the rubber has hit the road with that particular block. I think we cannot use it, and it's critically it's a dangerous location from what I can see. And so I think that we have to get lessons from this. The concern now is how do we ensure children get back to face-to-face safely, and the teachers are comfortable with whatever arrangement is made.
The Education Minister laments that if a solution cannot be found in a timely enough manner, the students of TA Thompson will have to remain on a virtual learning format. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.